Get ready for a talk show like none other. This is the VOD, because size doesn't matter, where charisma and fun take center stage. Join your hosts, Valentine, the Dr. Pepper addicted fembat, and the Phantom Fame, your resident thirst trap, as they navigate through the vast expanse of the internet's most intriguing VTubers. Because it's not about the screen size, it's about the personality. So, buckle up for a talk show redefined. The VOD, because size doesn't matter. Now, give it up for your hosts, Val and Phantom. Everyone's mic is muted because I don't know how to do things. Isn't that fun? So I know what I need to fix on that is I forgot to just get rid of the source completely. So on my, because I realized when I have that starting soon screen, it just makes it easier if now that I have that play, I don't have to do my little spiel of, all right, we can start now, because that feels a little awkward to me sometimes. And so now, now I can use that, and I feel like it's a very nice like little thingy that we can have. But yeah, welcome everybody to this wonderful episode of the VOD, which I'm hoping that today will be a little more upbeat, a little more peppy from yesterday. But yeah, I feel like it's good when we have moments in the show where we balance out those moments of fun with moments of sometimes just seriousness, and it really adds to that. You know, this isn't just a like we joke around on the show. It's, you know, sometimes we do talk about serious things, and to me that's a lot of it's nice that I can be able to have that vulnerability with the audience, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh my, look at those two bros. Yeah,
two big guys.
And they throw Dr. Pepper on my eyes.
They do.
Yes. So, oh wait, I need to see if my emote got approved.
Oh,
it's still in review.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know. Thank you. So, fun fact, everybody. I have included a brand new emote that is pending approval right now, which will be that noise. What noise? What noise am I hearing? Are we okay? Are you just talking about the Dr. Pepper sound?
I think they're talking about the Dr. Pepper sound.
Oh yeah. So I turned off the sound. I muted the sound for the cans of just anything being thrown, just because I wanted to make sure that if I got hit, it'd still be funny, but you guys would still be able to hear the guest. So the noise you made when you got hit. Oh, that noise. Yeah. So that's today. Anywho, I just lost my entire train of thought. That's right. So I am happy to announce that there is a brand new emote coming along that is specifically for bits. Now, I didn't have any bit emotes, and I'm actually gonna add 2 more, but I only have 1 that I'm uploading currently. And with that, I will throw an image up on screen real quick of what it is.
Oh boy.
You okay? I think there it is. There you go. That little guy right there.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. So, that little guy right there, that will be an emote that you can use if you donate, or I guess, I don't know what the word is. If you cheer 1,000 bits, this is the emote you will get.
Yeah, it's a, so there are different emotes locked by different tiers. There's tier 2 subscriptions, tier 3 subscriptions, but there's also bits. So it doesn't mean that you have to cheer 1,000 at a time. It just means over the course of time, you have to cheer 1,000. Now, I don't know
Yep.
how long that lasts per se. That's something I'll have to look into.
It's not. I don't think there has a timer on it.
Yeah.
It's just a. You have to reach that in terms of how, because it kind of it calculates it cumulatively, and like for instance, there are only 3 people currently who will be having it, and that is Tathan, my head mod, Phantom, and Brendan. So, because of that, you know, those 3 are the only, because those 3 are the only ones who have cheered over 1,000 bits. So if you want access to this emote, which I just love, and I will bring it up as much as I can because it's such a good emote. I just more like, I don't care about the name as much. I love the name. It's just the smug face, like the clearly you don't an air fryer mentality. I just love it. So, but yeah, that'll be 1,000 bits. But that's not why we're here today. Let's quickly talk about our stream yesterday. Now, also, I apologize if I have a little bit of a deeper voice today. I don't know. I don't know if I'm coming down with something, or if when I was doing some voiceover recordings like 2 days ago, I just kind of thrashed my throat. So now I'm just feeling the repercussions of that. So if I'm a little lower in my voice today, that's kind of why. But yeah, yesterday's thank you.
It's just amazing because I always hear you before I see the cans.
I'm glad. Thank you for the follow, Princess Yuki. I appreciate it. Also, guys, something else to bring up real quick while it's on my mind. That means we are only 8 people away from hitting 200 followers, and once we do that, guess what? We're going to get model. I'm gonna tease Model 2.0, and there is a lore. Well, it's not really a video, but it's more of an audio drama because it's art is expensive, and I'll probably just use stock images, and just move them around with my mouse. But yeah, like there's gonna be a lore video coming soon, at about 200 followers, and as well as Model 2.0 debut. So let's get to that 200. It'll be a lot of fun. Spread the word. Now, yesterday was my VTuber birthday, and so I was a guest on the VOD. If you missed that, you can go watch that on Twitch right now. I'll be uploading the VOD today after stream, so go check that out if you want to. And if not, that's okay. We have an even cooler guest with us today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
As for our next episode of the VOD, it's going to be a lot of fun because we're going to be dipping into our February guests. Now, there will be no episode of the VOD on this upcoming Friday, and that is because I am working an event. I am live mixing an event that I need to be there for because my best friend will also be there, like his, one I haven't seen in like a little bit of time. But that's not the big reason. The big reason is they need just somebody to mix an event, so that'll be me. I'll be there. So no episode of the VOD on the 2nd, February the 2nd. But we will have a guest in the VOD. Our first guest of February, Shirayuki Ren, will be joining us on that Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I encourage you guys to be there. It'll be a lot of fun. Not to mention, we also have all of our guest slots for February filled up. So if you or someone you know, you or a loved one wants to be on this show, and as a VTuber and is streaming, please join the Discord. The Discord is super fun. We have a lot of fun things to do there, but most importantly, that is where you can reach out to me or any of my mod team, and we can get you scheduled for the show. So yeah, that's our next episode of the VOD. We're going to be talking about our guest today because yesterday we had that. Yesterday is in the past, tomorrow is in the future, and today is what we focus on. So with that in mind, this is a guest.
Yes.
This is a guest that we've collaborated, I think, once playing Dead by Daylight, and that was for those that were there. I'm happy I don't have that VOD up anymore because that was a very scuffed stream using my capture card on my PlayStation.
You had a really tough week with your capture card.
Oh yeah, and then I just decided to 86. I still have my capture card. It's just I'm not gonna use it on stream anymore.
Yeah.
But she is a ball of energy, and one that just, I don't know how you can multitask that hard in Dead by Daylight. I can't. I get tunnel vision, not when as a killer, but as a survivor, and so I'm when I play Dead by Daylight, I'm the lone wolf kind of character, and so I just focus on gens. But our guest today just can somehow do it all, and it's really impressive. But with that in mind, Phantom, would you do the honors?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because today we'll be welcoming a blueberry. This blueberry is known for giggles and sussy statements, although she doesn't think so. They're a big fan of BTS.
I love Dynamite and Butter.
Oh, God. They'll fangirl any chance that they can get. Sometimes you'll catch her streaming by herself or with some gremlins, myself included.
That's us.
She does love Dead by Daylight and heavy story-based games. And also, she is a very good blueberry. Yes, please help us welcome the lovely, the illustrious Blueberry Tae.
Woo!
Hi.
Hello, Blue. How are you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing fine.
Coming down from
This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, it has, for sure.
I remember when I first reached out, and like our first really interaction was when you and Phantom were hanging out, and I dropped in and we're talking, and then Phantom's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, would you want to be on our VTuber talk show?" And you're just like, "Sure, why not?" Like,
I was all for it.
And like, okay, all right, okay, that's fun. So
I'm a salesman.
Yes, the negotiator. So, but yeah, like, yes, Adina, very cutie patootie. It's a cute blueberry.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, before we get anywhere, because I like to get off track and I like to talk a lot, the first thing I want to ask is, Blue, who are you, and what is your story?
Oh, what am I? Oh, I mean, just you know that meme that's like, what do you want to be? And she's like, I want to be a marshmallow.
Yeah.
She's like, why? So I can just wobble around. That's yeah. I feel like that's yeah. I just want to be a blueberry so I can just wobble around. I'm not gonna lie. But like old school blueberry, like Violet from like
blueberry,
like Violet from like the Chocolate Factory. Just when they have to roll her out, yeah.
The dream is to be so big that you have personal attendants that can roll you where you need to be.
Yeah, I want my own Oompa Loompas, and Phantom's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, to be fair,
pretty much that's kind of the way it's been, where it's evolved from moot to collaborator to PR consultant to manager in name only.
Exactly.
You know, to be fair, Phantom has graduated from buddy to friend to mod, and then that's it.
He just grows, man.
Not co-host?
No, sorry. That's reserved for the mug.
I was host last week or yesterday.
Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure that it was managed by this little guy right here.
That little runt?
Woo! This is the host.
Yeah, see? He knows his place behind me.
We can change that. we can...
You can't replace me.
Yeah, but no, just Fanta puts in a lot of good work in a lot of good places. So, and it's interesting to see how you two react, and when you collaborate, and that kind of leads me to my first set of questions, which the first one is, clearly Phantom has a little bit of has created a lasting impression, but also has some sort of impact on your streams. So can you tell us a little bit about what Phantom has done to help you a little bit, or just leaving some little things to help out, for your stream?
Let me paint the picture of the abuse
No, what?
The abuse.
have had to go through to appease this guy. My sound, which, yeah, it was bad, okay, but the weeks and the hours and days that I freaking had to deal with him chewing out at me
Might I
to
offer?
fix my audio.
Might I offer another audio suggestion?
Oh no.
Here it comes.
Are you using an audio interface?
I don't. Probably not.
Are you? What kind of mic are you
do not.
using?
It's HyperX something or other.
Do those mics have like volume control? Is that the Quadcast?
No. Yeah.
Oh.
I got like no. So like I don't know shit. Like that's the first thing we gotta establish here is I just don't know things.
So, well, the only thing I was gonna recommend is, the only thing I was gonna think about is, have you thought about pulling the mic just a little bit further away from you? If you have the space.
I can pull it as far away as you want me to.
All right, pull it a little closer.
Like,
That is perfect. That sounds
okay.
That sounds perfect. Because what I was hearing a little bit before is, and we'll actually talk about that a little later, is you're a very animated individual. And what I mean by that is that you get very into a lot of the games you play, Dead by Daylight being a mainstay on your channel. And so sometimes, and that's my favorite thing to hear when I hear streamers, of just, they get, ah! And yell into their mic, and I hear it get so crunchy and crispy. And so
yeah.
having a little bit of that distance right there, that will help alleviate the staticky, crumbly sound that can sometimes arise from loud volumes. But yeah, no, it sounds beautiful now.
Thanks.
Yeah. But back to the
Thanks.
But back to the Quispy audio. Back to the Quispy
Crispy audio.
The Quispy stream. So besides audio, how's Phantom helped?
He wrote my lore.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have lore like whatsoever, and he in the span of I don't even know, it was like one afternoon, just sent me this grand thing.
It was under an hour.
You're kidding.
It was 45 minutes because I timed it.
Yeah, Nar. He
Yeah, Nar.
he's he's done a lot to say the least.
So that
yeah.
oh, excuse me, getting a hiccup. That sort of begs the question of, as we kind of look at how the VTuber experience is kind of growing, and it's you know, and this just goes for streamers in general. I wonder at what point and how willing, you know, the streamers are to let their friends or let people they've kind of just met into that circle of trust that comes with being a streamer. Because I know for Phantom is the only person that I have met through streaming that I trust with a lot of the things I handle on my streaming side. And so that comes with that comes with time, and that comes with just building a lot of bridges like that. And so I wonder what sort of changed within the content sphere to really allow that trust to sort of form, where you're trusting random people essentially. What are your thoughts on that?
Complete randos.
Exactly.
I could be a murderer. I could be a killer.
You could be a murderer.
You honestly could be. I don't know. As weird as it is to say, like, you kind of, or at least for me, and this probably goes for Phantom as well, you honestly can get a vibe really fast from people who are, you know, genuine people, and those who are just there for, like, I don't know, attention and clout, I guess, in a weird way to say. But I don't know. Phantom's very genuine. I mean, a lot of people know that. That's just who he is. And so that was really easy to just, like, hey, yeah, I'll take your advice. Sure. I don't know shit. You know some stuff? Sure, why not? So I don't know. I also think it depends on, like, the person, the VTuber themselves, because I know some VTubers that are very secretive about everything. So yeah. I think it's just a person by person based
So then
answer.
in your experience, how have you, like, for lack of a better word, sussed out individuals that you can sort of trust? I mean, how does that trust come about with a stranger on the internet? Because like one of my best friends, who also happens to be my head mod, we've been talking. We were internet friends, and we met each other playing Rainbow Six Siege. I want to say back in 2017, and sorry, I read that Hive comment. Back in 2017, and with that, you know, we were just hanging out. Wow, Hive, congrats. We've just been building that thing over and over again, from then until now, where it recently culminated, where over the past summer we finally met each other in person, where I flew out to where he was, and I stayed with him for a week, and we hung out, and it was a very surreal experience. So how does one go about trying to cultivate and suss out those individuals that you think, okay, I can trust this person?
Oh no, I think it's really funny because I say the phrase "better safe than sorry" a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I say that a lot, but I don't know. When it comes to people online, I think if we have personalities that just work together, it's a lot easier for me to open up to somebody and be like, yeah, cool, we can be friends, or like, you're mine now kind of thing. Because it's just, if you work well with me and I work well with you, then it's easier to create a deeper friendship than like, oh, we're both VTubers, let's like collab or something, and then it kind of just ends there. So there's a difference between just collabing once and like actually like connecting with a person on like a deeper level and like actually knowing them past the VTuber.
Is there like this middle ground between stranger and friend, like, but like, say, because like with stranger, you don't know them, they're absent from your mind. Friend, that would be phantom. But with somebody like me, we've interacted, you know, 1 or 2 times, so I'm not a complete stranger, but I'm also not a friend that you can necessarily trust yet. So that'd be more of like an acquaintance, or, you know, how would you go about defining that kind of like role?
Like the middle ground person?
Yeah, the middle ground person.
Gosh, I don't know, cause like it would be weird to like, I don't want to call you an acquaintance, because I feel like that's just like, oh well, you could be my friend if I knew you better. It really does. It really sets like a tone for the relationship. I feel like, in a sense, it's like, I don't, in my view, like a negative tone. Yeah. So I would say like there's strangers, and then there's like buddies.
Yeah.
And then there's friends, and then there's like really good friends. So I feel like that's what I would say.
Who's everyone's best friend.
Yeah, he's in his own category.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the Sorry.
No, you're good.
Pardon me. I got hit with something I didn't expect to. Sorry, it was one of those things I saw and I'm just like, It's I'm so sorry.
I'll let him try again, but that one I'm just gonna,
I did not
take that one.
I did not mean to draw such attention to that. It's just one of those things. I saw that and I'm like,
you know what
kind of sentence is that?
I think it's always funny with that sort of stuff, because I mean, we've all been there. Everyone's wanted to be the person where it's like they just come in with the out of pocket.
Yeah.
So I actually have something similar with so I love to be unique and different, and I hate being derivative, but I cannot deny that I have taken a lot of inspiration of how I stream, and the fact that I got into streaming was really from Doug.
Yep. Called it.
Yep. And he does good night, Kira. He does this thing where for 300 bits you can use TTS on his stream, and so he does a lot of like he does a lot of predictions where he has like the believers and the doubters. And I remember there was one stream where I was like, I had just finally caught up on all of his VODs. I was ready to start watching stuff live, and I caught one, and he was having a really hard time with a particular challenge. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world to just do something super out of pocket. And I sent a TTS message that said, "Hey Doug, really love watching your streams. I listen to them while I'm having sex with a totally real girl. I don't let myself finish until believers win." And it overtook stream for about 20 minutes.
Wait, so
before
you said that?
to divert the path. So it's like, I totally get that mindset of like, let me just come in here guns blazing and see what happens. Just drop a bomb on stuff and see what goes down.
It is.
And you know, it's fun doing that sometimes. So as long as people aren't being like jerks about it, I think it's fine. It's, you know, just if it's too much, take it down, let them try again later when they have a little more of an idea of like, you know, hey, this is how you interact with my stream. And I want you to keep it that way. It's like a Tokyo stream. The best way to jump into Tokyo stream is to immediately type !! quote and see how cursive a quote you can get. It starts a conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that that's difficult for some streamers, because some people like to have things more moderated than others. And like here, where you'll hold yourself to a standard where, Val, you don't really swear on stream, definitely not on the VOD.
No.
But you don't care if other people do. As evidenced by the fact that cunt is a permitted term as of 19 hours ago, which has been dogging my mod view this entire time.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where I feel like that's sort of the vetting process that goes into like online friendships really comes in with like community cultivating as well. Because Blue, you are a little different than the two of us. We don't have booba of berry form or any other form.
I can if I want. I just don't wanna.
So can I. I can take my shirt off, but now I have to double check and make sure Twitch is not going to spank me for it.
Yeah, but
because they just changed the rules again.
But those chesticles are non-burger having, non-taco having, non-mashed potatoes because it's too creamy, non-grilled cheese because cheesy bread forming. I'm sorry.
I don't think I eat any of the things you just
That's
listed.
the point.
Of course you don't.
Regardless. Blue, a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you go about cultivating your community, or do you feel like there's more you wish you were doing to cultivate a stronger idea of how people should interact so that you have less, you know, Taylor's random just popping into chat? How do you navigate that?
Oh God. As bad as it is, if there is something like that, I just ignore it. Like I really do. Cause it's just like, if I add fuel to the fire, if they get a reaction out of me, like, cause it's happened in the past where I've reacted to it and they go crazy for it. And it's like, yeah, like I knew like being like a female VTuber was probably gonna have its challenges, obviously, but I didn't realize the complications that would come with blueberries and the struggles that having blueberries would cause, because, you know, instead of squeezing the booba, they want to squeeze the bluebies, but then they, you know, they're like, oh, but it's bluebies, so we can take it so much further. Yeah. So, for the really bad ones, those are obviously like either timeouts or bans. Phantom has seen them.
I jiggle the keys.
He jingles the keys for the Simp Shack. But yeah, for the others, the small ones, it's kind of just like, if it's funny, like, yeah, whatever, we can giggle. But if it's like to the point where it's like, it's not bannable, but it's also like, I just ignore it. Just gloss over it, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard. That goes into a topic we've actually talked about before on the VOD, with Cynical Beanicle, because she and her husband actually have a joint Discord for both of their streams.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
there are a lot of people that will, like, you know, mask their relationships. And she came out and said that's not necessary. In fact, I believe she was talking about how in her eyes it could be like a detriment, because then you're dancing around this major aspect of your life and your personality, which is your spouse. And she was just alluding to how it's misinformation to tell people that you need to, that when you start streaming, like regardless of what media you're doing, that you need to hide this aspect.
Yeah.
And that was something that really struck me, because when I first started streaming, I didn't mention my wife. I mentioned that I had other people living in the house, and then I sort of transitioned to mentioning that I had a significant other, but not saying if they were like male, female, how they identified, just kind of leaving it vague. And then eventually, just, you know, my normal personality, I talk about the missus absolutely fucking constantly, especially now that, you know, that we're expecting. And I can't remember if I said wife, Phantom MILF. I can't remember if I said wife or if I flat out said her actual name, but I remember I said something, and in that moment I realized I said it, and I was like, oh, well, there it is. I guess that's out of the bag. That's fine.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with talking about where I lived, where I was at first, I was like, yeah, I'm East Coast. And like I had mentioned that I'd never left the East Coast, but I never really said about where I lived. And now it's something where it's like, yeah, I live in the DC metro area. I don't care if people know that. Like it's sort of finding my comfort zone with like, yeah, I'm fine with people knowing like a pretty good general idea of where I am. I mean, the second you tell someone about weather, snowfall, it's like, okay, you could very easily find out where I am now, because you could just go, where has it snowed? Only 4 inches over the past 2 days. Oh, here? I know exactly where you are. I could probably even figure out the county. What's his addy? $20 PayPal.
JG, talk with me after the show.
Yeah, JG, I'll hit you up.
JG, I'll pay you $1 for that.
Yeah, I think that's something that everyone's got to sort of find their own limits for, where it's like, how much information to give out. Like for me, people know my first name. It's not something anyone uses. I try not to use it as often as possible. I'll refer to myself as Phantom, or in stories, I'll have other people refer to me as Phantom rather than my actual first name. And just because it's not that I'm scared of people learning my first name. It's more that I don't want people to start referring to me by my first name, because I want it to stay like, this is the internet persona. I don't care if you can see my face every now and again when I think it warrants it, but this is the face that, well, obviously this is Gojo, but like, you know, my VTuber model is the face you should think of. My VTuber name is the name you should use. Yeah. And my personality is the only thing that stays between both of them. So yeah, for you it's a little different, because you have to keep up you have to maintain more of a presence. I don't have men throwing themselves at me.
What are you talking about?
Trying to extract my juices.
That's
and
me.
the ones that I do, it's
that
easy
is
enough for
me
me to banter with them, because my wife is half the time right behind me. So it's I find it interesting. Are there any aspects of your personality that you feel like you've had to tone down, or almost like, you know, not necessarily hide, because I feel like that has a negative connotation. And knowing you and knowing your streams, I know that you are fairly open. You talk about ADHD is, you know, that's not like a disease that people have. But you talked about things like your keratoconus, which is, you know, a major aspect of your life.
What is that?
It's a very serious condition that you can have that can be disabling without the proper medical care.
What is it?
So is there anything that you feel that you've like, and obviously I'm not asking you to, if you're not comfortable, not like reveal anything that may be behind any curtains that you want up, like, no, I feel like people would view me different if they knew XYZ. But is there anything that you feel that you've kept under the rug, or like things that you've let out that maybe you wish you had kept a little more close to the chest?
Yeah. So Val, to answer your question, what keratoconus is, to shorten it, it just means that my corneas are going into a cone shape.
Ooh. Okay, I can see
and so
that.
I have to wear very expensive contacts.
Yeah.
And I had eye surgery on my right eye, and I'm going to be having left surgery on my left eye. So yeah, it's fun. But yeah, so besides that, things kept under the rug. It was mentioned pretty early in my stream. Somebody had made a joke that they thought somebody else was my boyfriend, and I said no. You know him. It was Shadow. Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
They asked if Shadow was my boyfriend, and I was like, no, I've just known Shadow for like 8 years. When I first started out, I didn't want to like. It wasn't that I was trying to hide it, but it was like, if people ask, I'll tell them. But if they don't ask, like, then I'm not going to talk about it. But I wish more people knew that I was married, because I think that it makes it people like, I don't know, it makes them, because it's happened in the past to me before, where it's made people being like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, there's a line there now. You know what I mean? Where it's where there wasn't one before, in a weird sense. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that I wish people knew more of. But I'm also not going to be like, every new follower I get, hey guys, by the way, I'm married. Oh, hi, and I'm Blueberry Tae. Like, I'm not gonna, gonna do that. That's so weird. So, but also at the same
absolutely
time,
cringe to just be like, yes, by the way, you're only allowed to hit on me this much.
Yeah.
You can only say that I'm super hot, but you can't say that you want to take me out on a date.
Yeah,
or you can
like
say you want to take me on a date, but you can't actually ask. Unless
Like,
you're
that's just
joking,
so
of course, in
weird,
which
but-
case, you know, we'll dictate when that's fine.
You
Yup,
you are permitted to flirt
exactly.
with me. However, you are not allowed to call me a good little blueberry unless your name is the Phantom Fame.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I don't know, but it's also just like, it's also not a topic that comes up a lot on my stream. People aren't asking
No.
because I think that they're just like, oh, she's, you know, if I can flirt with her and whatnot, then that's great. But I don't know.
Well,
I also
I
don't
think
know how to
you've
flirt, so
Cultivated a community that really doesn't encourage that. It allows
No.
it,
yeah,
but it doesn't encourage it.
yeah,
And
no,
I think that's a very smart distinction.
That's what I was
I
going
feel
for.
like mine is a little different because it's very much, I mean, I never shut up about it.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, especially with like the state that things are in right now, where it's like I'm always talking about like what's going on in my personal life. And you know, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I'm taken. It's another thing to be like, yeah, twins. And people are like,
Yeah.
oh. So
Oh.
it's different when I talk about Hive's smooth thighs or like kissing dads with Val and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, my fembat boyfriend. It's it's a little bit easier for people to understand, oh, this is like a joke. It's not necessarily satire or at the expense of people who are, you know, homosexual or bisexual. It's more just this is just all in good fun, and this is just like, it's very lighthearted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like you really do have that sort of you certainly have the bubbly personality that can allow those sorts of interactions and engagements. And I
Yeah.
think that the fact
Thanks.
that any VTuber that has I feel like this is sort of where it changes, because I feel like the change is now that we have, like, you know, non-binaries, we have people that are like all there's a whole rainbow of what people are being categorized as now. I feel like now it really is just like, if you have boobs, you're on the table.
Yeah.
For the people that just have muscles, that like those people are the people that usually just don't care. Like, unless you're really getting creepy or like pushing things over the edge.
Yeah.
It's the chest havers that like people are just still like super drawn to, and like
Yup.
the simpage is off the charts.
The simpage.
Yeah, the simpage.
We're
I mean,
hitting
you'll see
levels of
people, like,
horniness that shouldn't even be possible.
"Oh, it's
Yo.
over 9,000.
Quick, somebody get this MF laid. He's got levels of horny that are off the charts.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more of that. When you have these things that these vulnerabilities you think should be kept private, then you kind of change your thinking and your rationale to be like, well, maybe in the long run this would actually help me a little more, and it would take a little bit of pressure off, because I'm not married, unfortunately. I wish I was. That's a gripe for a different time. No, but seriously, like, I'm not married, and so I don't have to disclose my filed jointly, tax form to say, yes, I am married, but for somebody like both of you two, it kind of changes a little bit. Or somebody like Cynical or JG, all these individuals that are on the show that are married, that suddenly that kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. I'm not saying that if you're single, yes, suddenly it gives you free range to be a degenerate.
Yeah.
It's certainly, thank you, Wesley. It's certainly something that you kind of think to yourself of, well, perhaps it's better that I disclose this information, because then you can get into a slippery road of parasocial relationships where people think that they're entitled to try and win your approval and establish some relationship where there shouldn't be, where it's unless you are collabing with them and you talk with them, at that point, you're just trying to get something out that is not feasibly possible, and you're not their spouse. Therefore, you cannot provide any sort of connection, no matter how hard you try, that individual spouse will provide. I mean, at least those are my 2 cents on it. We're all good, Wesley. We're just discussing the serious topic of marriage and VTubing, or in content creation, rather.
Yep.
But yeah, so with some of these things that you've been vocal and you've been open with, how have you noticed your community become a little more open and a little more accepting because they see these things that normally they don't see before? Like me talking about yesterday how, confiding in the whole purpose of my character as Val, and talking and opening up about that, being vulnerable and opening up about that kind of thing. I think it kind of changes the dynamic a little bit of my community, but for the better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I don't know. I love my community that I have. Like they're just, some of them are just, they're just great, Like you just have those couple of people, like those handful of people that are just like, yeah, these ones are great. And then you have like the others who are just like, we're here, we support you, and I'm like, thanks. And the ones in the back, you're like, hi, and whatnot. But I don't know. I think when you tell your community things that you're scared to tell them, and the real ones, they embrace it, and they're like, yeah, okay, that's just you now. Like but we're still here for you because we love you and your content. And it's kind of, not that it's reassuring in a weird like parasocial way, but it does add comfort to know that it's like, okay, well, something I was worried about isn't actually that bad, and I made it out to be much worse in my head than chat or like the community took it to be. So that's usually on my end how it is when I share something. I think it's way worse in my head than it actually is for the community. So
do you think,
because once it's out there, that's it. It's out there. You can keep things secret as long as you want. It's easy to reveal stuff later. And that was something like with like my face, with having like face came on. Like I had been a flesh tuber beforehand, and Robe had he had clipped from that time when I was the flesh tuber, and I did not realize Twitch saves that. It had been 2 years, and there was still my ass, my face and my ass in my basement.
Please don't remind me.
My reptile collection, and like cleaning up shelves, building new ones, and moving things around. And I remember that stream. It was JG, Robe, Healer, and like maybe 1 or 2 other people that were just kind of dropping in, being like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" I'm like, "Hello," like it's me. I am moving my reptile cages, and while I'm moving them, I'll take them out and show you them. Join me, won't you? And like, at that point, my face is out there. Like, it doesn't matter if I rebrand. If I'm not making a brand new account, that's it. Like, you've seen my face, so it doesn't matter to then show it later just because I'm VTubing, because if someone's dedicated enough, they'll find it. Or
no, for sure.
Like, if I hadn't realized it beforehand and deleted them when you guys started doing the shoutouts, like there have just been clips where it was just me bending over and it's just a full shot of my ass in basketball shorts, picking up Flint, and then just moving him 2 feet to the right.
I honestly would have rather seen you in basketball shorts.
Sir, you got a gift and you should be grateful.
Oh.
I cleaned
Did
up
he
for
get
that.
the-
I was freshly showered.
Did he get the picture?
He got it first. He and Rogue were the first two
Oh.
people to get the cheek pic.
Oh my.
Oh.
You're so
I think
lucky.
The only other people I sent it to was Hive and then Xiame, but I guess
So-
Xiame was
so-
streaming it to other people when he opened
No,
it, so you saw it by
He was streaming
proxy.
his Discord, and he opened it, and I was like, "Oh, that."
So it's not that it
annoying.
wasn't. It's not that it wasn't good. It was that I had just woken up and I see, and this was in the when Phantom and I were in the beginning stages of our friendship with this. I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning, getting ready for work. And the first thing I see, I was like, "Oh, Phantom messaged me. I wonder what this is about." img.956.png. I open my phone, and there I just see eagle masked cheeked to the wind to a mirror,
Hell yeah.
and I'm like really in front of my salad at 6:30 in the morning.
Dude, I was up till like 2 a.m. painting that fucking room.
You
And then
painted it
I
in
just-
that?
No, I
No.
painted it normally, like a normal person. I went out of my way to then go shower and then fucking like found the mirror, put it up, and positioned it so that when I took the picture, it like just randomly in the background would be my butt cheeks. Like it took a lot of time to set that up. It took a lot of time. I almost just posted it straight to Twitter before I realized I was like, nah, maybe not, because once it's out there, it's out there.
Yes.
But now I'm just gonna keep hyping it up, and then maybe like 5 years down the road, I'm just gonna drop it one day for like a sub goal or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be so lucky.
Look, all I gotta
See?
say is that. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Man, not supportive.
It's not that I'm supportive. It's that
Boys support boys.
it's like you're in your car taking a nap, and some like mall cop walks up to you with a big flashlight, hits your window, and shines you in the eyes with it, and you're just like, "Whoa, what I do to deserve this?" It's just I'm not expecting it, but I also have to know I can't ignore it. So
You shouldn't ignore it. No one should ignore it. Everyone should worship it. Hive has the right idea.
how dare you?
Oh
How dare you redeem that Ara? Can I eat one of the
Had to be
blueberries
done.
in their hair?
Done.
Yeah, I have a few extra.
Well, Blue, you've seen this show before. Whenever we get an RR redeem, we always like to. I do it. Phantom chooses to do it. We always extend it to our guest if they want to. But just know if you deny the request, you will be the first person to.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I'm not liking those other girls.
I hate you. I want to disconnect right now.
Hold on. Well, since Phantom, I'll let. Oh my gosh, I am dying on the inside over here. What is the order you'd like to do this in?
I mean, I guess I'll go first since I redeemed it. I feel like that's only fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I've never done one.
You've never.
yeah, I know. That's why I had to do it.
Never done one. So,
All
Who else
right.
hadn't done one? There was someone else who hadn't done one. Was it J-Droid?
I think it was Nova.
Oh, maybe it was Nova.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was both. I don't remember.
Well,
All right.
don't go so low that it just makes your mic clip.
The people love when I do it so low that the mic clips. That's their favorite. That's what they come for.
yeah,
That's what they came to see. Come as in C-O-M-E. Yeah, never mind.
God.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay, so before I do this, I have to ask a question.
Sure.
What do you, and I'm trying to say this without being super sussy. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I need to preface that. What do you do with your tongue? When you say
So,
Ara, do you roll it?
so
A little,
Okay.
just a touch.
So,
Oh, that's just so weird to ask, but it's a genuine question. As someone who has never done it.
so what?
It's just, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect a real
I
question.
know.
I expected a question about like, what's your inspiration, or like, do you always sound like that? Is that
No.
what you do?
No.
So what you'll need to do, because this is how I do it, is it's not a hard it's not a hard R. It's a soft R. That's the only way I can describe it. Where your tongue has to hit the alveolar ridge in your mouth, which is that little, you know how you have the roof of your mouth, and then if you drag your tongue a little more forward from the roof of it, and you feel it go like an angle down. It's not that part, but it's the part that flattens out right there. I like to hit that part. So ara, da. It's that da. It's a very weird D sound.
Like a D than an R.
Yeah, ada, ada. Instead of ara, which because the thing is,
The way Tokyo does it.
yeah,
Oh.
that's how. Ara.
Oh, we love Tokyo.
Actually, if I remember, Tokyo was the very first person we did that with on the show. No, it was Speed.
Really?
It was Speed.
It was Speed.
Tokyo
I was gonna
hasn't.
say,
Tokyo hasn't been on our show
Speed.
yet.
Tokyo has not been on the show.
I want Tokyo on the show.
Yeah, for
I
real.
do too. I think he's doing a hiatus from collabs at the moment though, so I don't know when he'd be able to get on, but maybe March is far enough out.
Yeah. So, but that all I can say is, when you do it, you'll have to kind of go into it where you hit that D sound of ada, because again, with the Japanese language, hitting R's is not something, because that just comes from a cultural thing. It's the same reason why those who speak Sanskrit in India, it's super fantastic learning about linguistics. When they speak, it's a dental, it's a fricative is the word, where they have their D's are much more on the alveolar ridge. So instead, they talk like this, and they keep their tongue further to the roof of their mouth when they speak. And I know this because I talked with a professor who has a PhD in Indian language studies in Sanskrit. So, that's just, I just want to put that out there. That hence why the Japanese, that R is a little harder to say. It's because it's just not something that culturally they have in their linguistics. But linguistics aside, that is how.
Okay.
Do you need any pointers on the inflections or anything like that, or do you think you got that?
Yeah, do you need me to send like the kitten like a picture of me flicking my tongue, and then we can just pretend that it's to teach you how to
No.
Ara, and he can
You
just save
just-
it on his phone.
Just do it again, and I'll try to copy.
All right, you ready?
We have to do it again.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll do a little more higher. You ready? So it's ada. It's kind of like a roller coaster, where that inflection goes ada. You can you can play around with it, but I like to go up and then down and then bring it back up again. As J-Droid Nova, who didn't do it before. Yeah. Okay, so we were both right. So yeah, I hope that makes a little more sense.
Phantom?
You just, unfortunately, you will need to be sussy with it, because that's
Have to be something.
because that's how you do it. You get close, just ada.
God. Oh, God. That's just... Oh, don't mind me dying in my chair over here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Schmoozer.
Speaking of, Schmoozer's dying.
Yeah, I think we all are. Thank you, Hive. I appreciate it, Hive, for you joining in. All right. But if I do this, Phantom,
Yeah.
I am requesting the seal Ara Ara.
I can't do it. I don't know what you mean by this.
What?
What do you mean by steal our? You're gonna have to tell me after the show what in the world you're trying to get me to do. I don't understand.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yes. I want you to sound like a seal while you are Ara.
There you go.
Yes.
That's just a seal sound.
Yes. But I want it to be you, and I want it to be recorded.
I'll figure that out later. I can do that for you later. We'll figure that out. This is a much easier request than like some of the other stuff that's been asked of me.
See, it's not too bad. Not too bad. All right.
I would have done it for free.
Oh.
Don't tell her that.
This is so weird. This is.
You get used to it.
I don't think I ever will, because I don't think I'll be the one to do it. Ada.
There you go. Was that so hard?
Oh, weird. Yes, it makes me cringe.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's talk about your curse flow chart. Get me out of here. Come on. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. You hate it that much.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
It's so bad.
She's like, you know what you did.
I need to go put water on my face.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Well, I guess we can look at the flow chart. You are already well acquainted with it, so there's not much.
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, unfortunately. Let's change that attitude.
It's so bad, and you know
Let's
it.
change that attitude.
No.
So, I have a flow chart.
Yeah.
And the flow chart throws every kind of food you can think of into 4 food groups. Maybe a 5th if you want to count the should not eat. Now, I remember, I think it was Hive who maybe sent you this. I don't know.
It was Phantom.
It's Phantom who sent you it midstream while you're playing Dead by Daylight.
Yep.
And you got hella pissed off.
It's so bad. It's so cursed.
So explain it. How do you, where does the fault lie? Where does your anger, where does your misplaced hatred come from in this?
In its ridiculousness.
How? Explain.
You cannot tell me that you look at this and you're like, this is solid and concrete. Like, sure, it works.
This is
I'll give it
solid
to
and
you.
concrete.
It works, but it is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, so you agree that it works. It's just, it
Yeah,
should not.
I'm giving it to you to placate the child here that, yeah, Val, it works. It works. But it is cursed and ridiculous.
It works because he designed it. Pardon me for being biased against my own creation.
Yeah,
Look, all I gotta say is, it gets a good rise out of people, and that's what, when it comes to the world of content creation, that's kind of the best thing you can ask for.
True.
So
Content's content.
content is content, but it's one of those, it's wholesome, because not wholesome. I'm sorry. It's not dangerous. Like, it's not mean spirited. It's just, here's something stupid. You will disagree with it. That's the expected. It's the intended effect. It doesn't work if you use a natural intellect. Ah, yes, natural intellect. Thank you, Ive. You are wonderful. But yeah, no, I love this chart. Yeah, well, we're going to not dive into that. Instead, we're going to take a little break from the questions and move on to a little new something. What's going on? Discord kitten. What is Ratatouille class as? So if we follow the flow chart, Ratatouille, is it edible? Yes. Is it a majority
It's a sandwich, isn't it?
Is it a majority solid or liquid? It is solid. Is it made up of a single mass or multiple parts? Multiple parts? Is it a layered dish?
Yes.
Yes. Well, No.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Is it not?
When you make it, you layer the. What do you mean?
Well, so when he says Ratatouille, so are you talking about the movie version of Ratatouille or the actual Ratatouille version?
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing, though.
The way they played it in Ratatouille
It is not
how they played it.
No, that is not how they played it.
Yeah, like
No.
What do you mean? The way you cook
All right,
it is
all right.
the
I
same
need credentials
universally.
right now from both of you. I need credentials before we go any further into discussion. Where are the fucking credentials? Let's see them. Whip them out.
Just a picture.
Which one of you dreamed of being a chef as a kid? Which
Me,
one of you
actually.
loves Gordon Ramsay and has a poster of him? I need to see it.
That's
Do
me.
you have a poster? Okay.
I took a Gordon Ramsay master class.
Oh, so fancy.
Yeah, I got it for free because my mommy paid it for Christmas for me when I was in high school. Are you ready? You ready? Ratatouille. That's Ratatouille right there. That's not layered. That is just.
Yes, it is.
So that is. So when I'm saying.
I would argue that's layered.
So when I say
layered.
layered, I'm talking about one on top of another, or in some sort of sequential order like that.
That is sequential. That is literally a sequence. I'm looking at a sequence.
It's the middle.
You
It's the
literally
middle.
do.
It's the middle.
The middle is still layered.
But
with
it's there too.
zucchini, tomato, and eggplant.
I stand.
Ew, is that what's in it?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
fucking gross.
It's not for Phantom.
Well
Okay.
then fine. I can just agree with
Let
you.
the
Yes.
adults talk.
I can agree with you and say, oh yeah, it's a sandwich. It doesn't break my flowchart. It just means that I'm wrong.
No.
Yeah? It doesn't break.
Yes, it's a sandwich.
Yeah, it's a sandwich. It doesn't break my flowchart.
John and I were having the opposite reaction. John was like, I've done it, and I was like, no, it belongs here.
Sauce.
Here we can see the difference between someone who embraces the chart and one who fights against it.
Without a grain, it's not a sandwich. Well, the thing is, sandwich is merely a state of mind.
Oh no, John, run.
But what if it's like 50% sauce and 50% layered veggies?
Is it a majority solid or liquid?
No, that's what I'm saying. 50-50.
Well, but if you take away something, I don't know, man. Is it
No.
because so when exactly are you going to have 50%? The long and the short of answer is that at that point that is just solid. I'll just veto
Is
that.
it just a soup and sandwich combo? Like,
Without bread, it's
soup witch?
a soup witch. That's why I said, is it majority? And so,
and I said 50-50.
because the thing is now,
she's not wrong. That is a tie.
that it's a soup. Because at that point, there's almost more liquid in terms of density. We'll call it that. I don't know, because then again, you're needlessly nitpicking in hypotheticals that don't apply.
No, that's not a hypothetical. That's
Take a
entirely
50-50
I
Ratatouille.
So
agree
the
on this
thing
one.
is,
That
I
possible
put
to be.
majority liquid or solid. I didn't state percentage. I didn't state percentage. I just said, is it majority liquid or solid, and that is up to personal
So-
interpretation.
So if I put 3 cups of Lucky Charms,
Uh-huh.
and 3 cups of milk.
So first of all, you wouldn't do that.
I didn't say I put them together. I just said if I
Three
took them and
cups
put
of
them.
milk.
I didn't say where I put them. I put them on my butt for all I care.
No,
And
Ratatouille
I
doesn't
put
break
them
the chart.
together.
Ratatouille is just a sandwich. If you think it has to have bread,
But you just said it was a soup.
well, no,
Oh my
no. So this is the thing. This is the thing. I will concede and I'll cave, but it does not discredit the chart because you're using the
kill
chart
the chart.
effectively. The chart is not broken. That is me
He
being
knew,
broken.
Brought down by a Disney movie.
Yeah, no. So the chart is not broken. I am broken because I was wrong. So congratulations, you played yourself.
This chart starts wars.
The chart
It
does
really
Star
does.
Wars. But like I said, at that point, is it a majority solid or liquid? That is completely up to personal interpretation. That is what it is. It doesn't specify any, like, that's what it says. Is it edible? And that's, like, that comes down to, people could say rocks are edible. A human is edible. You know, wood is edible. So at that point, at that point, this is completely up to personal interpretation until you openly discuss and you defend that point.
Then could we continue the flowchart and say it's a soup and sandwich combo?
That just sounds like brunch.
Where's my mimosa?
Where's my mimosa? 8 a.m. Yeah, perfect time for a mimosa. But yeah, no, Nina, don't eat wood. No, Hive, don't eat rocks.
I mean, she wants to eat wood. That's fine.
Oh my God, Phantom.
But yeah, what happens if someone layers a salad like a sandwich? Would it become a sandwich? Yes. So if you took a salad, you slapped it, say, between two pieces of bread, that's now a sandwich. But if you also took a salad and smashed it between two steaks, that would also be a sandwich. But if you stuck it, ready? If you put the salad and you stuck it between two giant globs of, like, pasta, well, that's a sandwich. Because it's layered.
I just want to point out what Schmoozer said.
Yeah, my
mother always said that everything is edible, but some things can only be eaten once.
What is a blueberry? A blueberry is a steak. It's a singular mass.
I'm a hunk of meat.
Wait, but it's mostly liquid.
No.
On the inside, it's just packaged.
Steak day.
Right? Like a grape. So wouldn't it actually just be a soup? Like Tide Pods?
No.
It'd be a soup.
No, because it's its state of being. So, for instance, just because I take an orange and I squeeze the juice out does not mean that, like, chart aside, pushing the chart aside, if I take an orange and I squeeze the juice out of it, just because the juice is in there doesn't mean, yes, I'm holding a solid, I'm holding liquid in my hands. The majority of it is a solid.
A majority of the blueberry.
Well, the solid is super saturated.
I don't think that still constitutes, because if I hold it in my hand, its state of mass is a solid.
But this flowchart's just based off of it's in your hands.
What state of matter is it in? A blueberry is not in a state of matter of liquid.
Well, no, but it's in it's 85% water.
You cut open a blueberry. It will still be a solid.
Well, if you have a water balloon, is it a solid or a liquid?
Technically, it's still a solid until it gets cut open, but even then, that is a different case.
No, it's the same.
No, it isn't. So, all right, so if I puncture a hole in a blueberry, is it just going to is everything going to spill out and suddenly it no longer has form? No! No!
That is what happens with the blueberry.
No, I don't know what blueberries you're eating.
You're like gushers.
Good blueberries.
No.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put this on screen. You all are going to be proven wrong.
It's fucking cursed.
A glass of water is open. Oh God, you're so right, Hive.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Get over here. You see that? That's solid. There's a little bit of liquid there. That is the juice. But you see that? That is a solid.
That looks wet.
I don't care if it looks wet. That right there, that's a solid. You can't be mad at me because I am right.
I don't know. That literally has a sheen to it.
If I cut off my arm, you will see a sheen there. But there is still meat and there is still bone and
but I
muscle.
thought that you decided that humans were soup.
That was what chat decided. That is what chat decided. I disagree. No. That's what chat decided because I disagree with it. A human to me is not edible.
Say that to the Donner Party.
But to me, a human is not edible, but chat decided, my chat, for whatever reason, decided that it is emergency soup.
But
It's based off of your wording, though. For the majority of it,
Well, there are people
is
who
liquid
eat the
than it is
placenta
soup.
after their babies are born to get the nutrients back. So technically, that would be eating people.
Its physical mass is bigger.
Then you need to reword your flowchart.
Fine, I will reword the flowchart, but it's still the same. My point still
Blueberry is
stands.
lightly rotted and liquid. Does that make it super?
What?
Yeah.
What happens with blueberries? Oh yeah.
I mean, but that then begs the question: is it edible because it's rotted?
So, fine. If I change it to what state of matter is it, solid or liquid, that solidifies my argument that it is correct. Because a blueberry state of a blueberry state of matter is a solid. No amount, because at that point you squeeze it out, that blueberry will still remain. What you poured out is a separate state of matter, which is blueberry juice. You now have a blueberry and you have blueberry juice.
Right, but if it was contained within the blueberry.
But its state of matter is still a solid.
Who knew a blueberry would make you have to reword your flowchart?
Well, no. This is not a new thing. I have been contemplating this because of the whole stupid human soup debate.
Well, I mean,
Humans are mammals, just like many things we eat.
Because then after I reword this, after I reword it, then is it state of mass a solid or a liquid? It's a solid. Now a human is suddenly a salad, or now suddenly a human is a sandwich. Thoughts? Lava cake? Lava cake is layered. There are 2 layers. It is a solid and is made of multiple parts and it is layered, therefore it's a sandwich. But the defining feature is to a sandwich is contained outside layers. So we're not going off of the classical definition. This is just because we had this debate of, and this is the point I brought up to my mod where we're making this is, you know, you're now having what is a sandwich? You're defining a sandwich. The sandwich in our case is defined by these characteristics: something that is edible, that is a state of matter, that is a solid, that is multiple parts, and that is layered. That is our definition.
John strikes me as one of those guys that like gets very passionate about sandwiches.
no.
The defining feature is to of sandwich is the same layer as same outside layers as like inside. With a continuous layer, doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? I'm not saying it has to be continuous. I'm not saying it has to be the same layers. You could have you could put a piece of you could put a piece of bread on the bottom, put a tomato, put a watermelon, throw a layer of pasta over that. Maybe you want to put a rock on top. That's still layered.
I'm never eating what Val makes.
However, if you look at a watermelon, the watermelon has a layer of rind, and then it has a layer of the solid bits inside. Therefore, those are layers. A layer is simply a separation. It does not have to be.
The majority of it's liquid.
But the state of matter that it is in is a solid.
But based off of the chart, the majority of it's liquid.
I told you I'm going to change the chart. I'm going to revise the chart. I just went over this.
Yeah, but you're showing us the flawed chart. You're showing us the flawed one.
I have not lost.
Yeah.
You're
you gotta
saying
fix
my
it.
car can go 70 miles an hour, but you haven't put in the chip yet.
What?
It don't got no wheels on it.
But then I bring back the chart and you're going to try and break it again. And at that point, you won't be able to. Because that is the majority
future people.
the majority liquid or solid thing has been the biggest debate that people have had, and I purposefully left it vague like that when I made it because I knew people would give me crap about it. Because at that point, people are then using the chart and they're just whatever you define it as. Like people act like I'm the final authority on it when in reality this is purely up to personal interpretation.
I think Val just likes to be bullied.
It's not that I like to be bullied. It's
Kink?
It isn't. No. But
I didn't like the way he said no. That stirred something.
It wasn't very
within me.
confident.
But the bottom line is that
You're the bottom.
quiet you. I am not in a bottom mood right now. I am in a top mood right now, and you will see that.
It's
beginning
more
to
like a
believe.
bratty.
Sorry, no, fine. I'm gonna power bottom, and I will put you in your place right now.
Oh god.
With this chart, and this is the last I'll say on it, that way next time, the chart will be revised. But since then, I've always maintained that this chart is up to personal preference, and my word is not law. So if you think that it is because I have always maintained in my belief that it is, if it is edible, then it's edible. I don't think rock is edible. I don't think a tree is edible. But people say yes, a tree is edible, and then we'll follow the chart down to steak. You know, so my word is not law on what the files say of every single. I almost swore. Every single little bit on whatever you throw at me. I'm giving you my thoughts on it, but it is not fact. It is not gospel. So whatever you want to throw into that, this chart is up to personal interpretation. It's like the Bible. People like to we have people that say it's the law, and we have people that say it's not, and they interpret their own way. But ultimately, who do we know? It's just there, and we have to live with it. Huh.
I just want to do the Marvel movie thing and make my own chart that rivals it with comparable powers, but it's still evil.
We're not power scaling food charts.
You should totally do it.
I have a headache now.
Oh no.
We're gonna move past the food chart. Because at first it was a bit, and now it's a me not feeling good. Don't you perform the ooh-woo. I'm going to refund that right now. I am not in an ooh-woo mood right now. You did this. Take your points back. Oh. Okay.
Oh my.
I'm going to go. I need to get some Tums. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This is one of the first episodes we both had to walk away at some point, for like some form of self-care.
I'm getting Tums.
Sorry.
I have Tums right next to me. I have Tums right here. Water. All right, Blue. Well, let's
Yeah.
while we're waiting for Val to come back, because I don't want him to miss any of the questions that we're asking. So let's ask something that's overall. What do you have coming up? What are some of the events that you have planned coming up? Because I know you're almost at. Are you almost at? Jesus, where are you almost at? Are you almost at 400 now?
I'm almost at 400. Yeah. Yeah.
Good God. So what do you have planned for that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. We hit 300 and I was supposed to do a community thing, and then Elden Ring happened, and then it was like, then we hurried and we're jumping so fast to 400 that I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just have to do like a mass, like, lobbies are open, I'm playing DVD, come on in. And then I don't know what I'll do for 400. I don't know if I'll just say something for 500, because that's just, you know, a nice round number.
Yeah, I think it's important to keep them to something where it makes sense for your community. If you're growing as fast as you're growing, you don't need to have like a milestone for every 100 per se. I mean, I don't think there's something wrong with acknowledging it, but you also don't have much of a Twitter presence, which is, I feel like, usually where like the big like, hey everybody, we did it, comes into play. Because that was something I tried to do, where I was gonna have new fan art commission every 15 followers, and then I started growing fast. Like, it started snowballing a little faster. I'm like, oh, this is unsustainable. Like, not only from scheduling and trying to get those ready to go, but also trying to get them like funded. Like, even though I was only like $10 a pop, because I was using people who like were looking to start establishing their portfolio. It became unsustainable at a point, and I kind of officially announced I wasn't going to be able to do it, but it was much more of a like during a stream one day I mentioned that I was like, yeah, this is something that I said I was going to do, but I can't really afford to do it with we're gonna grow this fast, like we're gonna have to start doing some more substantial stuff and less often. So yeah, I don't think you'll feel pressured to necessarily do something like that. Oh no, my robot. That does happen every now and again. So sometimes I go from being a ghost to being a ghost in the shell. But yeah, I don't think you should feel super pressured about that. But maybe put up like a forum in like your Discord, and make an announcement that you're looking to do something to give back to the community when you hit 400, and see what people are looking for. That's what I did. That's what I've been doing with my community goals, and that's why I subjected myself to Gollum. That's why I am gonna try to get Karen on one of the streams, and I currently have another one running right now. That's almost, I think it's like 70% of the way funded.
Oh wow.
And it's nice because it gives me an idea of how interested my community is on having like a community event, and more than that, it takes the planning off of my shoulders and puts it on theirs, where it's like I don't have to think about, is this something they want to see, because I know this is what several people who are my regulars said they wanted to see. So it's take some of that weight off your shoulders, man. Put it on the community to say what they want, because for them it's not a burden to say this is what the community wants to see. Doesn't require any digging, doesn't require research. They know what they want and they're gonna tell you. And I think that's like a really easy, like, it's not a cop-out, it's simple. It's simple, it's easy. And I actually think that your Elden Ring playthrough kind of fits in with the community goal, because there are plenty of people that wanted to see you play it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of turned into one, because I was like, hey, if you do this, I'll do this for you guys.
Yeah. Quid pro quo.
Yeah.
I am back.
Yeah, right there.
No.
He hasn't recovered.
I am fine.
Good.
Yeah, I wanted to create a channel point goal. I don't know how. Okay, I'm gonna put my head down. No, yeah, no, I wanna, how do I create a channel goal? Is that
I can show you that in a little bit. It's not hard.
Okie dokie. Artichoke.
Because I don't think I can do it for you. I think it has to be done by the streamer and editor.
Well,
but
let's.
Yeah, it's super fun idea, and I think that's just something where like Twitch just gives you a lot of tools that a lot of people use, but not enough people utilize. Similar to predictions and polls, where I use them a lot in mine, because I've seen, like I said earlier, like I really like Doug and his content, and he used them a lot and still does. And I feel like they're really underutilized by VTubers specifically, but also just by the general community. I just feel like people are not utilizing all the tools they have access to, and they're going to get new tools, better tools, and they're doing all this crazy stuff, and then walking away from it instead of really exploring, diving deeper, and being like, oh, well, I guess I could use this to do X, Y, and Z and do that. And really like fine-tuning like the different stuff, kind of like your Dead by Daylight plugin that you have, where it shows people what the actual skills do, and you have a little box around it so that you can actually move it somewhere where it's a little more visible and not covered by your VTuber model. Not a lot of people do that, and that's something where it's like, it's nice, even though it doesn't always work 100% of the time, and not everyone can utilize it. It's just there. It's there, and it's a resource for people to be able to use if they need it.
Woke me up a little. Yeah, it is. And I want to use it a little more. I'm just dumb. So.
I mean, and Twitch doesn't come with a guidebook to teach you how to do it. Like, it took hours for me to figure out this stuff. Hours, and watching other people's streams, and literally researching in Twitch FAQs, which has so much more information than you actually need that it can be difficult to digest sometimes. Yeah, it really is a lot more work than I think some people give us as streamers credit for.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I found it, the create a community challenge thing. Now I
There
just
you
have
go.
to figure out what I want to throw in there. I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out.
Make it easy. Community challenge number 1. Chat decides stream. It's a
Alright.
tried and true. It works. People love it.
Ready?
And it's a great way if people have like, oh, I don't know, 70,000 points to blow on becoming a VIP when they're already a moderator, or vice versa. It's a nice way to sort of give them some other place to put their points into.
All right. What is?
Don't forget, you also have to click start
Yeah. What is what?
after creating
What
it.
amount do we want to have then? How much? 10,000.
I'd say 50.
50.
I'd start with
Yeah.
25 or 50. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do 25.
Because here's the thing with yours, most people just blow an assload of points on throwing the Dr. Peps.
Yeah,
It's
they
a-
do.
Solid call out, Hive.
Is it a weird call out? No, I think it checks out.
It does.
Yeah. Well, I set that up. I think because we have 30 minutes left.
Mhm.
Why don't we do a new little segment?
Oh god.
A new little segment.
Is it like that thing from earlier?
It is exactly that thing from earlier.
My answer's still the same.
What do you mean you're? Oh yes. So, I want to start incorporating a little more of my improv experience and background into this, and so I think it'd be fun to just do a fun little role play, a little improv thing, with our guests, because I feel like that'd be really funny. And beforehand, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably get stuff from the Discord like beforehand, like locations and stuff and scenarios and all that. But for now, I have a hospital. Now, I think what would be funny is we're the doctors, right? And I don't think it's wise that you should have us as doctors. That's just
No,
that's
I
just
would
a
absolutely
given.
not.
So let me do this. Y'all will get to see the y'all will get to see the behind the scenes, but I also like doing this. Oh, hold on, guys. There's the watermark that's still there. There we go. So the set is still behind. Where is you? There is you. I'm gonna put you.
Looks like I got no legs.
You do have no legs.
I mean, I
That's all right.
do.
Her grippers are hanging out and everything.
My toes are out.
Bro. All right, so we are your doctors, and we got a couple questions for you. Okay, Blue?
Okay.
So
All right.
the first thing, and I'm going to ask you the same question I did before, is that you're in a hospital, right? And say that you have the incurable disease of ligma, okay? And
Okay.
you will die. You will die in 2 days.
2? Oh,
2 days.
my.
I
Okay.
went to school with Phantom. He ain't no doctor. Don't worry. The symptoms for what'll happen is you'll be going out and about, and just all of a sudden, bam, you're dead. There's no like you feel fine right
I
now.
can't go out in my sleep like or something. Like
You can if you want to.
Go stay in bed all day.
But my
Alright, okay.
question is, how would you feel if your doctor's desk, mic, and like mug included walked up to you and said,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, I know you're gonna die,
Uh-huh.
but where's our $100,000 that we need for the bill? What's going on with that?"
Man, that's a rough one.
How are you gonna get the 100,000 if you had 2
Am
days
I
to do
by
that?
like, is my husband with me or am I by myself?
Your
Like,
husband,
do I have to go home and tell him like, hey, yo, babe, I'm dying?
your husband is not here with you.
Okay.
Hey yo, babe, I'm dying. That's what'll make him take it seriously. Hey yo.
So then, how are you going to get $100,000 in 2 days?
I got two answers.
Okay.
I can either degrade myself.
Oh my gosh.
Or I can send him to some guy that lives back east and say he handles my money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
So your answers are sell pictures of your feet or sell me out and try to put me on the hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doctor, we need to
You are my
operate.
manager.
But unfortunately, we don't have the money. We'll get the money. Gosh dang it, where are we gonna get it from? Well, she says that there is this guy who lives on the East Coast and is expecting twins soon, and she said that he's good for it. All right. We'll send the guy over immediately. Like, you.
I'm pretty sure he already owes Hopkins 20,000.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna add that on top.
Hashtag Elden Ring Feet Finder.
Oh, God. Yeah, that Blue. I don't think you understand the where that leads is both of us selling pictures of our fucking characters. That doesn't end at you then.
Nope.
I may be doing that anyways. I got bills to pay. I gotta put my girls through college.
That won't be for quite a while, though. In the meantime, spend that money on gotcha games.
Yeah, well out, bro.
Okay.
Well out, bro.
Okay. Well then, so imagine you're in this hospital, right? And you have like imagine 50 other people have the same disease. Do you remember what that disease is called?
Ligma.
That's right. It's called ligma.
Right?
It's
Okay.
called ligma. And
Okay.
and so it is called ligma. Now, imagine those like 49 other people have that. Would you engage in a battle royale to fight all of these 49 other people with the same disease for a shot at the cure? Now, bear in mind, this can range from children to the elderly.
Ligma affects all kinds.
It does. It really does.
Would not.
You would not participate.
Absolutely. No, absolutely not.
You're not. You're opposed to pushing over grandma. If it.
No, no. It's not like I don't value my own life. It's just that I just wouldn't want my last 2 days spent in the boxing ring fighting children and grandmothers.
Oh no, not a boxing ring. Like
a hospital.
They literally gathered all of you in one room.
No.
They took one of the meeting rooms that they usually use for like briefing on like like updated procedures and stuff. They have all 40 of you in a room. And the person at the front says, we just got off the phone with the president of the United States. They thought he had ligma and they found a cure, but they only made one. It was so expensive, they only made one for him. But it turns out that he doesn't need it. We have one. Everyone who has ligma is currently here in this hospital. We can give it to one of you. And grandma just starts punching little Jimmy in the face. And like everyone just jumps in. And it's like, there is no boxing ring. There are no rules. This is going to be over when one person gets that needle stuck in their butt cheeks.
I see. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Let's see.
I'm not much of a fighter, but I wouldn't call myself a pacifist either.
There we go. We have hospital ambience.
Is that what you say right before you like start like, like you get up on stage, jump down and start throttling grandma?
No.
Okay, so then if there was if there wasn't 49 people, but there's like 14, so it's like 15 total of you, would that change it?
No. I don't know. Who am I against? You gotta tell me these people.
I told you.
What if there are a bunch of 20 to 24-year-olds who like unironically use the term gyat?
So hive.
We will supply you with the metal pipe, and that is all we will give you. The rest is up to you. Does everybody
else get a metal pipe?
I don't know.
No.
Because if I told you that, it wouldn't be fair.
I don't want to fight people, man. That just sounds so exhausting.
So
I'm already dying.
So what? But the thing is, you're not. This disease of ligma is not something that like is debilitating. It's just you are going.
The mental anguish of being like, I'm dead in 2 days.
Yeah,
max.
but imagine the mental fortitude of I can just beat up these children and old people, and then 24-year-old gyat people with a metal pipe, and I will win. Like, imagine that.
No.
No, you. Okay, you can't tell me that if you heard somebody walking out of the hall and if they sticking at your gat for the Rizzler, you wouldn't take that pipe.
I would roll my eyes and walk away.
I don't even have to be dying. I'll go after him anyways.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
I don't want to hurt people that I just like random people.
okay, so then what would it take for you to get into this battle royale?
If it's a 1v1.
All right, who's your ideal in a hospital setting? You both have ligma, you both have metal pipes. Who's your ideal fighter?
Who am I thinking I could beat?
Yeah.
Have you played Genshin? Can I choose a fake person? Can I pick Timmy on the bridge to Mondstadt?
Who's Timmy on the bridge? Hold on. Timmy on the bridge to Mondstadt.
He's an orphan and his only friends are seagulls.
He's earned it. Timmy's earned it, I'm telling you.
So
Timmy's just the comical, you pick on him always.
all right.
But if it's a real person, gosh, I don't know, probably Shadow.
Shadow.
The Arctic Shadow.
Ooh.
So
Yeti Daddy.
you're
He
saying-
strikes me as a,
you're
he
saying
strikes me as a really tall guy.
this
He's
right
not.
here is
Yeah.
who you'd want to beat up with a metal pipe.
We both got pipes, bro.
But he has seagulls.
Yeah, no, they run. They fly away so fast.
Those, I believe, are pibbins.
Well, I'm just going based on what
Yeah.
she said.
They're like a mix, but I think they are pigeons.
Yeah, they look like pigeons.
They got the little thing over their beak.
They got the noodle. Why do I see a picture of this character doing the Koichi pose from JoJo Part 4? I hate everything about this. Based on a flowchart, they are a sandwich.
God,
So you assume you're based on the flow is that means the updated flowchart.
Oh God, John.
That means
But yeah, no, if it's an actual person, it's gonna be Arctic Shadow.
and why is
I could
that?
take him.
Why do you think you could take him?
I've known him for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know him, like, I know his build.
You
I know his height.
You know
I
his
know all
min
his
max.
moves.
I know his limitations. I think Hive would choose Shadow as well. But, that's why. Nah, Hive. I already broke your kneecaps earlier, apparently.
Oh my gosh. Look, all I gotta say is that if I was in a room, and because it just reminds me of the thing of crap. What was it? It was like the would you rather fight 100? What was it?
Duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck.
No, so it was like that, but it was like with children
Uh-huh.
instead.
Oh.
So it was duck-sized
so-
horses.
So it was like, would you rather fight 100 like small fifth graders, or like 10 high school seniors, kind of thing, where you have like all of
Ooh.
these small children, or you get a few big dudes or women or whatever
I
have
don't
you.
know. High school seniors are kind of small nowadays.
That is true.
Damn, you're not wrong.
That is true.
Except for the ones that are big.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're taking your chances with that with fifth graders, like, you're definitely gonna be bigger than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well here's a question.
I just don't want to fight people.
All right. Well, here's a question. What are you willing to instead of fighting? What are you willing to exchange, to accomplish to get this cure for ligma that is not selling feet pigs?
What would I exchange? Man,
One
I
of
have
you.
some pretty annoying family members.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Same.
Well then.
I could toss one of them in.
Now, since we're in a hospital, all right.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any funny stories going to the hospital, like a stupid accident or something that required you to go to the hospital?
Funny stories from a hospital?
No,
Ah!
I mean,
Thank you, Bombastic.
I had ankle surgery, but I don't think anything there happened that was funny.
Yeah, I think the only thing that happened was I had an anxiety attack that went undiagnosed, and they never found out what it was.
Really?
What?
Yep, I didn't find out what.
Wow.
I didn't put it together until like a couple months ago. I think I did. I think I figured it out on stream or in Discord. I can't remember when it was. I was talking to someone about it, like anxiety attacks. And I was like, yeah, I had one before, and this is what it felt like. And I was like, it just randomly hit me, and I was like, oh my god. When I was like 8, 10 years old, somewhere around there, I had an anxiety attack at midnight. And I remember
Oh,
going
wow.
downstairs, and my parents were freaking out, and Joe took me to the hospital, and they took so long to see me that by the time I was seen, I was already better, and we couldn't figure out what it was.
Wow.
They didn't do any allergy testing or nothing. Like, they just kind of let it go.
Ah. Sorry, I didn't mean to let out that little sound. I see. Well, the only thing I could think of is, we're in a hospital. I am a doctor. Can't you see I'm with
Yeah.
my patient?
But he's a good doctor.
Oh my god.
No, I think I must have just had a nightmare and just gotten like, I mean, you know, I have anxiety, so
Sperm.
sperm is now a term.
Sperm is now a term. Yeah. Well, pardon me. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is kind of like the first iteration, the first running of this. So one will have to, you know, everyone will have to kind of bear with us, but it'll get cooler as we do this a little more. But like,
Yeah.
I like Frieza better.
I'm going to kill you. All right. Well,
You'll have to get through little Timmy on the bridge first.
And all its pigeons.
His pivot.
I'm sorry, Miss Blue, but the test results came back. You have to fight little Timmy on the bridge.
Done.
What?
I can fight Timmy.
He was excited.
You just you're okay with this? You're okay
Yeah.
with fighting a child?
Yeah.
So you'll fight a child, but you won't fight a bunch of children and old people.
Nope.
What? Doctor, nurse, back me up on this.
Fuck Timmy. Yeah, fuck that one guy in particular.
That's it. I must go get my head of. I must head out to get something. I'll be right back. I'm the head of the surgery department.
No. He sounded different than that, didn't he?
I'm the head of the surgery.
No, different than that.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill you.
How did he
Pardon me.
There he
You
is.
must be Miss Blueberry Tae. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I have a Timmy out here that has a metal baseball bat and is ready to fight you. Are you in a position to fight?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Thank,
Rooftop or back alley?
thank you, Cosmic Croissant Man 21. Let me change the location a little bit. I want you to fight in this on this cruise.
Oh god.
On a cruise ship?
Is it all expenses paid?
Something like that.
Oh, okay. And how long does the cruise go for?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
So, you're saying that I could keep this cruise going for as long as I had to?
Only until. What do you mean impressions galore when you do that? Who redeemed that? It doesn't even say who redeemed it.
It's Hive, it says.
Oh, you must be Miss Blueberry Tae. I have a little boy here named Little Timmy, and you must kill him. Oh.
The blueberry impression. No, that's the text that goes
Yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I'm still getting used to that. Well, can you say that? Can you speak a little bit blue again so I can get a vibe for that voice?
I mean, what voice do you want? This, like my normal voice?
Yes.
Okay.
I could just give
Hello. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
I hate this.
you. Okay. All right. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can you keep talking? I need to get it. I'm gonna mute my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself so I can
Okay.
get a vibe for the voice.
Yeah.
You keep talking to
Okay.
Phantom.
Okay, Phantom, what are we gonna talk about so he can hear my voice? Should
I mean, I feel like you
Should I
need to
hurry
do
and
the
talk
thing.
like Pikachu?
We don't have, but we don't have
or
your head back here.
Ash? We don't. Oh, just say it.
I have to say it.
Yeah, just say it. Just say it. Hurry.
Okay. All right.
Good Blueberry.
Oh, Phantom.
Me! I am.
You must be Miss Blueberry Tae. I have a little boy here named Little Timmy, and you must kill him in order to cure your ligma. It's the best I could do. I could do it in a... Hey! Wait. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Mars was coming out for a second.
You must be Miss Blueberry Tae. I have a little boy named Little Timmy, and you must kill him in order to cure your ligma.
Oh my.
We still have the hospital ambulance playing. What? There was a nurse yelling in the background. Oh my gosh. But where was I? So we got an aura when I was doing my Gilbert Gottfried. So, you know what we have to do, all three of us? You guys don't have to do the Gilbert.
God.
You guys don't have to do the Gilbert. That's just me.
Yeah, I can't do Gilbert Godfrey.
All right. Ara.
God.
Ada.
You do it so fast.
All right, hear
You
me
do it
out.
like-
Yeah, I want to get past it as fast as I can.
All right, hear me out. What? Why is Blue talking to herself? All right, hear me out. We all do that again, but we all do it without interrupting each other, and we do it like one right after the other. You ready? Ara.
Ada.
See?
We got-
Was that so hard?
It's so awful.
No, you know who yours is like Nymphies.
Blue is getting better according to Schmoozer.
I hate it.
Nope.
It's the only time it's happening. So,
What? What do you mean?
So, all I gotta say, guys, is that because we need to get into our last questions.
Yeah.
But the final thing I'll say is that I don't know who I was with, like who I got a shout out from. I think it was just somebody we rated, and I got a shout out. And the clip that it played.
Yep.
Was me doing the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life copy pasta in my Gilbert Gottfried voice. And that had to be one of the most embarrassing things I think I have endured as of recent memory. Because everybody got silent as soon as I said, he spreads his cheeks, or whatever like that. And it was the most embarrassingly heart-wrenching thing I had to hear in a long time.
Every second of it. I loved every second of it.
Ugh.
As someone who is constantly getting clipped and being shipped off as everyone's favorite little monkey, absolutely phenomenal to see it happen to someone else.
All right, I Control Z on a lot of things. There we go.
God.
All right. All right. Well, we are back, and let's end this wonderfully cursed show. So, I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. These are 10 questions that writer, actor, director James Lipton would often ask to his guests on his show Inside the Actors Studio. So, we'll start with the first one. What is your favorite word?
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
Yeah, it's just fun to say.
It is fun to say. What is your least favorite word?
Garbage.
Pumpernickel is bread.
Yeah.
Pumpernickel,
Garbage.
pumpernickel,
Why
pumpernickel
garbage?
bread.
It's stinky.
That's fair.
It's just a bad smelling word.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Music, 100%.
Ah, see, you and I are on the same wavelength. What turns you off then?
Bad smells.
That's a good one. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Seems to be the general consensus. I need to start keeping a tally.
It's a good one. You could just say it in so many different ways, like, oh, or just.
Please don't say "oh fuck" in a bunch of different ways, Blue. I'm gonna, as your friend, I'm gonna protect you from yourself right now.
No.
I'm just saying.
Let her cook.
You could just say it in so many different ways, and it can come off in so many different ways.
As your mod, don't do it. Yeah, see, Hive is also right there.
Oh my god, that emote combination.
That's funny. Look, let her cook. That's all I gotta say.
So yeah, fuck.
All right. What sound or noise do you love?
That I love?
Yes.
That's a hard one. Sound or noise? Am I a robot?
That happens.
Damn.
Ani was leaving us.
I like the sound of wind leaves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Winter leaves. That's a good one. That's a nice one. What noise or sound do you hate?
My husband's gonna start laughing. I hate the sound of chewing ice.
Ice.
I loathe it.
All right. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
A florist.
A florist.
Ooh.
I really think florists have cool jobs.
Yeah, me too.
Is that just also because you're a blueberry?
I really like plants.
Aw.
And I think flowers are just nature's art.
Oh, that's true. What profession would you not like to do? Gardener?
HR.
HR!
Oh God, that's a good answer.
Human resources are smelly.
Exactly.
And here is the last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did good, kid. Probably that, yeah.
That's wholesome. I like
It's a good
that.
one.
I like that. Well, let me get this up. Let's get that up. Let's get the second one up. Oh, thank you so much for choosing to come on the show, Blue. It's been
Thanks for having me.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Episode 28. You are our 28th guest.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you add those two numbers, you get 10. Isn't that fun?
Ooh, fancy.
Wow.
Don't end. I'm sorry, but alas, we must end. In the future, we may tool around with the idea of an after show. But as for now, we're only 2 hours. But fret not, we will be back this upcoming... Oh, look at that.
Saturday.
There you go. 20 points. 30. Oh my gosh. Nice, Nina. I can't contribute because it is my anyway. But yeah, no, it's always wonderful to have oh my gosh. It's super cool to always have guests that I hang out with, and not to mention Phantom does too, because it always gives us that nice bit of familiarity, and that's like I might want to try a little more if I can, is since all of the show dates are pretty far out in the future now, try and see if I can collab a little more, like at least do one collab with them beforehand that doesn't rely on my capture card.
Yeah.
So, but this was a ton of fun. Now, the first one with the raid thing that is for my wonderful subscribers. Yes, subscribers. That's what it is. All I'm gonna say is if you want to be a subscriber, $5, you get access to emotes. You get more emotes. You get access to more like a point multiplier, so you can throw more Dr. Pepper and get more points. You know, and you also get to throw 50 Dr. Peppers at me very slowly. So I'm just saying, it's not free, but it's $5. So yeah, I'll make sure to donate next stream. There you go. Get that 2,000 limit. So with that in mind, Phantom, would you do the honors?
Blue, who would you like us to raid?
Oh,
There's a lot of good options right now.
there is. Have you done Lizzie yet?
Lizzie? I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
You haven't done Lizzie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's do our our sexy demon kitty, bat woman. She's great and she's super sweet and she pops around and chats and she lets you know that she loves you and I adore her. So yeah.
What is her?
Lizzie? Where do you want me to post this?
Which one is it? Is it
It's Lizzie Kits.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this is meeting new VTubers I haven't seen and then saying, "Hey, you're cool. Want to come on my show?"
Yeah.
So, and fun fact, some of like maybe a fourth of the streamer or the guests we've had on the show is where we've gotten them from. Isn't that neat? Bombastic, thanks for the 2,000 total. I can't wait for you guys to bully me. So yeah, with that in mind, Domino's, I don't want to buy your pizza. Not because I don't like it, but because I'm broke. Anywho, my name is Val. This is the Phantom Fame, and we got to have the lovely Blueberry Tae. So please support our two wonderful individuals here, because you're already here supporting me. But please go support our wonderful guest and join us next Saturday for the next episode of the VOD. And if you want to, join me on Monday with Phantom as we play more Elden Ring. So yeah, if you want to, Blue, and you're not playing Elden Ring on Monday, show us how it's...
Oh God.
Oh my.
So
Elden Ring burns my soul.
same, bro. All right, well, let's get that going. Once again, there is that. Chicago. Thank you, Schmoozer. And there's that. And with that, we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.